The average agent is, what's the situation? They're called by Sally Sue and Tim, and you're going over to the house, and okay, and you get your tie on, and you're at the kitchen table, and you're given your little listing presentation, and he got a job transfer or something like that. And so it's very kind of cut and dry. It's very vanilla. It's very like normal, like real estate 101 school kind of stuff, right? But in this case, drawing from my experience, is that
Mhm.
with probate real estate, it's different because you're intersecting with the law in different ways. You've got a client who they may have two or three other heirs, and even though they're the decider, yes, they have the legal authority. They're acting with consensus with the other family members. And sometimes you have to bring them in because, yes, this person has legal decision making authority, but they're doing it with other people. And if you leave those people out, one, from just a pure business perspective, you might not get the business. But more importantly, you may have problems because you're not in alignment with the people involved, right? Or like what you said here, what you said, the real estate agents are going in and signing contracts with people that don't have the authority yet. We don't do that. I don't do that. I always ask, and I confirm in my listing appointments, Nancy, when I go there, I want to see the letters. I want to physically inspect them. I want to see what it says. I want to know, is it independent? Is it dependent? That's going to be a huge difference. If
Mhm.
you don't know what these things are, you're going to have problems. You're going to make mistakes. You don't have to be an attorney, but you have to have at least, I believe, some knowledge of what this process is. Otherwise, you're going to make these mistakes. And I think real estate agents, just to give you a little kind of context, I think real estate agents are, when we start out, we're kind of taught, don't leave there without getting the listing agreement signed, right? You wasted the opportunity. That might be okay with Tiny Tim and Sally Sue. Now, some people might disagree with that approach, but it can work. But for something like this, in my point of view, it's like, no, we got to make sure, like, just if I could share my process with you, Nancy, you know, have you received letters of testamentary? Do we have letters of administration? What kind of administration? Who are the heirs? How many heirs are in this estate? Are you guys getting along? Do you guys, right? Asking some questions to understand what's going on. And I think that's the difference between being very transactional, like approaching the real estate business as just a transactional basis versus going to more of a relational model, starting with the client first. It's not just about my commission. If it makes sense, well, I'll get paid. It doesn't matter. So what's going on with them? How can I help them? I get paid. I get, just like you do, I get paid when I help them. So let's start with, how can I help you? Right. So it's a different mindset. And I think a lot of real estate agents don't have that. I think you're right to criticize that, Nancy.
Right.